Okay, sweet. Oh, okay. This is episode 20.
Yeah, big one.
I was reading something. It was like some It was a podcast about podcasting and doing content creation and stuff like that. And they were talking about how the average podcast lasts only 7 episodes.
Oh, you've gone off again.
Oh, is it saying poor connection for you?
No, I know. I mean on Twitch, because you were there for a second and then.
Oh, I got you up.
Yeah, it's up. It might be Twitch.
I'll reload it.
Because I was hosting someone too, so that might have been a little.
Yeah, it showed you were on for a second, and then the host was back, and it was like, what?
Yeah, I noticed it sometimes does that at the beginning of my stream when I'm hosting someone else. Twitch is like, wait, do I show the streamer or the host? Or the host? That's in place. This is in place. I got chat up. I think we're ready. Oh, don't want to hit log out. Okay. All right, I've put up my notification on Twitter that we are live. Yeah. Okay. Oh. Any last minute additions?
Not for me.
No, I sent mine over.
And I played a game from this last week's release, so that'll got something for review. I'm gonna try to play at least one of the games we talk about every week if it's cheap or free.
Yeah.
So, okay. So, 3, 2, 1. Hello, welcome to the Steam Release Podcast. I am your host, Dewey Bear, and joining me today is the very pink. I don't have any adjectives, I'm sorry.
So pink.
So pink. Taffeta, yes. Roadypie, welcome.
Hi, thanks for having me.
And on the, I'm dyslexic, right side of the screen. Right side of the screen is Topgunbunny. Welcome back.
Hey, how's it going? Thanks.
Oh, yeah, we're all here today, and it is episode 20. So first of all, for those viewers, thank you for sticking with us, and for my co-host, thank you very much. This is a really special number to be at.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you.
Big 2-0.
Yeah. So let's just get right down to business. With some, what did you play this last week? So starting with Topgunbunny, what did you get to?
Oh boy, I haven't been playing very much, but the new Destiny DLC came out, and I kind of took a little short hiatus from Destiny, waiting for it to come out, and not very impressed with it actually. Basically, the game has a game mode called Gambit, which is kind of like a PvE and PvP mashup where you go in and you fight enemies in PvE, but then you can kind of invade each other's games. And anyway, they made the entire DLC content, like this entire thing, about it. And it wasn't my favorite game mode to begin with, and it's just that, but like on steroids. Yeah. It's like the entire DLC is like this content. Just I don't know. I'm like, okay, I'll play it a little bit, maybe if my friends get on, but they didn't add any new raids. All the new weapons and armors and stuff are just specifically geared towards this this DLC, this Gambit game mode, and I don't know. I'm just not impressed.
Yeah, when it comes to MMOs, an update should really contain like what that MMO constitutes. Which in Destiny, it's like raids, it's story, it's PvP.
Yeah.
Of course, PvP is an aspect, but like the DLCs don't come around that often.
Well, it is the smaller. Like I'll hand it to him. It is the smaller, like annual pass type stuff. That just little tiny DLC that gets them to the next big giant content drop. But I don't know. The last one was pretty cool, and this one is just like. I get it. They're kind of giving us the story of why Gambit is there and who like the leader of it is and stuff. But I don't know. I just got to play that game mode over and over and over again, and I'm just not having it.
Oh, that's a shame. It's a shame.
Yeah.
Hi, Akio. Thanks for joining us.
Howdy, Akio.
Hello, Akio.
Welcome back. So Roadypie, what? Well, first of all, Topgunbunny. Was there anything else you did this last week?
Oh no, I'm just still playing a little bit of Smite here and there, but that was my big.
All right. Okay, Roadypie. What about you?
So we still playing a bit of Final Fantasy 14, of course, and I finished Lume. Lume, Lume.
Oh, yeah,
Finished that. The last puzzle was. I'm not going to say like it was moon logic, but I can understand why people gave it sort of like a mixed review. It's just like you had to look in. Spoilers for people like they're good at picking this up or whatever, but you have to hook up a wind power engine, wind powered energy thing, and to do that you have to look in this book where these books are, and there's a number in it, 9, and you have to count the letters 9, and then from there have to work out a word to find the right combination for the lock on the door. And it's just like, I was like, what?
So it's just suddenly a cipher.
9. Yeah, well, there was like you start off with a 9. It's like okay, and then I couldn't. Reading through it, I was trying to find all these other numbers, and I was thinking, no, girl, no, this is like, no, I'm sorry, no one would have got this. So unless you look it up in the manual, a walkthrough or something. So I thought that's a terrible way to do things. So yeah, I wasn't. I'm just glad I'd finished it.
Oh yeah,
it's a nice little point and click, but the puzzles aren't great. So I finished that, and then I finished Glass Masquerade 2 as well. So
oh yeah, Glass. We looked at that last week, right?
Yeah. It was just. It's really addictive to play, and just really relaxing and just beautiful to look at, and the music's just so nice and relaxing as well. Oh, hi Poana. Hey.
Oh, hello, Poana. And I got your message on Discord. I just have not. I between like sleep and then preparing for this, I haven't replied to you. But yeah, hi, welcome back.
And so yeah, it was like, so there's some difficult puzzles on there. Like it's just a jigsaw puzzle, so it's just working it out. So yeah, it's like they're not impossible. So yeah, it doesn't leave you frustrated or anything.
Is there any like time trial in it or anything like that?
No, there's no time trial. So yeah, it's just nice.
I hate doing puzzles when I'm on a time limit.
yeah. It's especially because I like to work things out in my own time. So it's like this is sort of like the perfect thing. And then I finally got my guitar cable for Rocksmith. So I've been playing Rocksmith as well.
I haven't tried that before.
So yeah.
Yeah.
I have to say that it's it's really getting used to it. It's really different because obviously, if you're learning songs, either you learn it by ear or you learn it by, buying a book and you see all the notes before you and you can sort of work out where your hands need to be on the frets, and it just, whereas in Rocksmith, it's like as it's going along the song, you then see it like coming up. So it's like, oh, hang on a second, I was up here, now we're down here. It's like, so you have like no idea until you actually go through the song. So it's a bit getting used to it. Plus, if you're in like the, I suppose, campaign mode or the learning mode, it's you do the song, it will show you while you're doing the song, it has these symbols which you don't know what that means in the game, and then it will tell you after you've done the song. So it was like,
remember those symbols that we just showed you? As a matter of fact, this is what they mean.
Yeah, and it's like, well, thank you for that.
I was always really super into Guitar Hero and Rock Band and those games like that and the beat match games. So I'm actually really interested to try Rocksmith.
I would put it on your wish list because I got it like super cheap when the last, well, no, not the last sale, but the sale before that.
Okay, and it's on PC.
Yeah, it's on Steam. It's on Steam and PC. So yeah, and the only thing is, that's the software, then you have to get like the physical cable, and you can't buy like a knockoff because it's like it doesn't really work, so you have to get the official cable, so that will work on the PC.
Oh, super.
Yeah,
I think I might have that cable kicking around here somewhere, but like maybe it's like the old 360 version or something.
That will work on your PC though.
Yeah, I think I have it.
Yeah, because the cable will work for 360 and I think PS3 as well. So and PC. So yeah, so that's
cool. Rocksmith was high concept, like coming out of like the Guitar Heroes and then the Rock Bands. They were just like, hey, how about we just give you an actual real guitar and you could figure it out from there. So
yeah, and I have a friend who ended up getting pretty good at guitar. You do need to supplement your education with it, like definitely watch some YouTube videos about proper posture, proper, like what's the most efficient way to hold it, whether you have small hands or big hands or short arms, that sort of thing. Figure out what's the best way to hold the guitar. Like there's that.
Like I already know how to play guitar, so like
it's for a normal guitar, so
but it does teach you so much.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty good. But yeah, it's from me who has played guitar and was in a band, and then to playing this, it was just like, what? Wait, what? Wait, it is.
Wait for me. Wait.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Hey, Nate. Hey. Nice, you could just pop in. Thank you.
I'm like super interested in finding this cable right now, and I think it's right behind me, but I'm not sure.
So anything else this week?
No, I think that's it. I've picked my next game to complete, and my complete list is now gone up to 175, and I completed at the end of last year 168. So not quite where I want to be, but getting there.
Yeah, you'll be done someday. But I as for me, when it came to what games I did, I actually finished a game. Heroes of Hammerwatch. Me and so two of my cousins and a friend from college, we all got together and played Heroes of Hammerwatch. So if anyone's ever played the original Hammerwatch game, this is basically that, but better. It's a bit more roguelike, so it seems to be a bit grindier, but hey, with 4 players, I was able to finish this in 6 hours.
Oh.
And we talked about this one last week, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you started it, yeah.
Mhm. So a lot of people have complained that this one's grindier than the old one, but it honestly does take less time, especially if you're playing with friends. There is a lot of like, oh, you kill, you die, you have to start from the beginning again, but it's really good. I highly recommend it. The main downside I have about it kind of makes you feel like there's no reason to play the first game, because this game is just really good. Yeah, so yep, I highly recommend it. Checking it out. It was a blast to play, and there is a new game plus, which I've kind of started. And it's gonna have DLC coming out in 3 days.
Oh, that'd be interesting.
A whole new campaign. So I finished
put it on
just
your
in
wish
time.
list, Nate. Put that on your wish list.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I just put that on my wish list this time. I know we spoke about it before, but
It's just stupid fun. That's what it is. It's stupid. And there's a good sense of progression, which a lot of roguelites can fail at, is providing that really nice sense of. This one really gives that, and it does a lot of show not tell when it comes to storyline. Really clever, because I actually kind of invested in the world of Hammerwatch now. Yeah. I think the only other game that I have to talk about. Oh, you were going to say something, Roadypie. I just heard.
Yeah. So yeah, because a lot of games suffer from that, don't they? It's like show not tell, and they do the just tell and not show, and that, which is even when it's like visual novel, they suffer from that as well. And you know, I want to see the world. I don't want you just like telling it through text.
Yeah, this one does it so well. There is definitely some text, but it's very little. It's very minimalist. It's a little like some character will say something that alludes to something, and then you don't really need to figure out what they meant by that until you see it happen in game. So, it's really nice. But yeah, the only other game I really played this last week, we actually talked about it on last week's show, and that is Pogo Stuck.
Oh, yes.
I recommend you pick this up. I hate this game. I absolutely hate this game.
No, I mean, watching you play this, it was just like, no, absolutely not. Because, you know, I'm probably like out of the three of us, I'd probably be the worst at this. And watching you play this, it was just like, oh my god, I would have thrown my joypad at the window.
Getting over it with Bennett Foddy,
Yeah.
Except it was worse. Except it's like, you know, that getting over it looks like, you know, you can be quite methodical. With this, it just looks like it's all over the place. Oh, just
and
watching it,
people make it look way easier than it really is.
Well, actually, no. I mean, like the people that you were with, they were struggling just as
they were
much.
struggling. But there's like, I've seen people just like kind of breeze past, and it's like, how? But yeah, it is. You get a good sense of Schadenfreude from watching other people play this. But yeah, I officially hate this game. I am not getting a refund because I still played it for quite a few hours. But I hate this game. But I recommend you check it out.
Oh dear. I won't be. But yeah, if you like ultra hard, difficult platformers that you like to torture your friends with, then yeah, you can pick this up.
Yep. Yeah, and that is cool. It is multiplayer too, so you can see the other players around. You all get different cosmetics, and one of my favorite ones is the banana explosion. So you get different explosions when you do a boosted jump. And there's a banana explosion where you just spray banana paste behind you, and it makes a really awful noise. It's just like, it's just really distracting.
Perfect.
So yeah, that's what I played this on. And that is my official review of Pogo Stuck. I hate this game.
He hates it.
Oh.
Hates it, but you should get it.
Yeah, I'll give it a thumbs up, but I hate this game. Right. Yeah, I guess if there's nothing else to talk about with this last week, are there any DLC or mods that you guys noticed coming out?
Not for any of the games that I'm interested in. No.
No, just for Destiny.
Oh, new Pathfinder
Released
DLC.
past Tuesday.
Pathfinder.
Oh, I forgot to. I tried the Spyro remake, like the Spyro trilogy remake.
Oh yeah.
I got that for my birthday. I tried that out. I actually 100%ed through the first game because I've played it so many times. I can just do that in a matter of a few hours. But I'm into the second one now, and I don't know if they've made some questionable decisions in like censoring certain things and making it different. And I understand that they're trying to make a game that would stand alone for kids now, but as someone who has owned all of the first ones as well, I was just like, no, I kind of like the originals. But I'm having a lot of fun with that too. I did beat through the first one completely, and I'm about 60% way through the second one.
Oh wow. Well, let's see. We got a few honorable mentions before we get into the list. And the first one, I saw this one, but I didn't understand what it was. But Rody brought it up. It is Vignettes.
Yeah, I think
Yes.
this one you can get on mobile as well, but basically you have an object and you turn it a certain way until it kind of a shadow of another object, and then you turn that and then you see it as that object. So say you had a I don't know, like a disc, and you turned it to make it look like a circle, and then you turned that circle back round, and then it would be something else. So yeah, it's like exploring what these objects could be by just turning them.
Oh, that is pretty cool though. Now that we're watching the video, if I could get this on mobile, this would be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems sort of like it is. I do like the art style for one, like that sort of monochrome texture. I do really like those very simple, stylized textures that just look crisp. It's a good style. It's a very unique looking game for sure, but I couldn't understand what it was. That it. Seems like a good game to play, like especially if it's available on tablet, which I don't think it is.
I think it's like
oh yeah, it's got a
mean,
mobile game of the year award. So
yeah, that's what I was saying before. It's on mobile, so it would be on tablet.
It's $4 Canadian on mobile, and it is $8 Canadian on Steam.
Yeah, it's $5.84
From
on this one.
Surprise-orama.
okay, well, it's something that you might play like as you're going to sleep. That might be good. But...
yeah, I wish it was a bit cheaper, because it seems like something. It's interesting for a bit, but it's not going to take up a lot of your time. You know what I mean?
I don't know if the mobile version would be better if they just added ads to it and made it free.
Yeah, I think that would have been better, like in between, say, like a couple of the stages, or each stage. Like if one stage has like 5 different objects to it, and then the next stage, yeah, I'd be fine with that.
And we have a second honorable mention. That is the Abbey Director's Cut. There we go. So this I do believe originally came out in 2008.
Yeah.
So it's an older game, but it's getting re-released on Steam. It is an adventure. Like I think it looks like a point and click.
It's a point and click like adventure. And it's like a bit of an odd one because like considering what the studio was done previously, it's like completely left field of what they've done. But it's I don't know. I haven't played it myself, but it looks like pretty good, even if it's like it's over 10 years old now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some of the textures in it remind me of the Freddy the Fish or whatever we were talking about last week. I was like, when I started looking at it, I was like, this looks like really old, or like they used some sort of really old software to make it. That makes sense now.
Yeah, it's it definitely has that 1990s cartoon look. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Or a Jimmy Neutron. It has like the Jimmy Neutron.
Yeah. Sorry, like the mid 2000s kind of 3D.
Yeah. In the name of the Rose. Yeah, it looks like that film with who's it got? I forget that actor now, but yeah.
So I understand that the synopsis is essentially it's a Spanish it's an abbey in Spain, and there have been some mysterious murders happening at this abbey, and you're basically a monk who's investigating it.
So yeah, exactly the same like the name of the Rose. Yeah, Sean Connery and Christian Slater. Yeah, I think that was the first film or one of the first films Christian Slater was in. So yeah, they're just doing the same thing, and there's a scoring system as well, like in old point-and-click games. So I wonder if you can die in it, actually.
It kind of looks to me like it's just like a story that you just have to sit back and watch, but I guess there's some clicking involved. And...
Yeah,
there's puzzles. Yeah,
I've read reviews on the director's cut version, and yeah, apparently it is like very heavy on cutscene. So there is gameplay, but a lot of the game's length is the cutscene.
Just mostly the story.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep. That is the Abbey director's cut. Now, we've got a release list. We have 11 games this week because Roadypie brought up one that should really be on the list. I didn't want to cut anything, so we got 11 games. Bonus game. So yeah, Monday, March 4th, our first title is Gekido Kintaro's Revenge. And
we took it to 11.
Yeah.
Took it to 11 this week.
That we did. So this is, if you've ever played Streets of Rage on the Sega, this is kind of similar to that, where it's this 2.5D pixel art fighting game. Yeah.
Okay, you can kind of move back and forth from the back to the front of the screen.
Yep.
Oh, I see.
So they've got a few different game modes in it. There's like multiplayer, but then there's also Relic Hunter, which from what I understand from reviews is kind of like a Metroidvania, just like a light version of a Metroidvania to fit the type of game that this is. But yeah. Yeah, it just looks striking. It's got some great pixel art, some good pixel sprites. Yeah, I've played these types of games before. I don't particularly like the genre, but this one looks like an excellent example of it.
Yeah, it says the 16 years since the first release of an Epic game on Game Boy Advance. So, like, was this game on Game Boy Advance?
I mean, we seem to be getting a lot of these like side-scrolling beat-em-ups, and you keep putting me through this trauma of when I was like a young rodent, just getting told off all the time, and I didn't mean to pick up the pizza. It was an accidente. I didn't mean to go too far on the other side of the screen. I'm sorry. I thought you already picked that thing up already. Oh. No.
Roadypie has deep-seated trauma with pixel eyebrows. This one goes for about $7. It for those who like the side-scrolling pixel art. I think this one's pretty good. The thing is, the reviews are only like 0.4 hours and 0.2 hours. That's kind of short. I don't know if that's reflective of the actual game. But and also if you play a Steam game offline, it doesn't record the game. So maybe that's the case here. Let me see. Let's see what the other language review. 1 hour. Ooh. Oh, 8.3 hours.
Yeah.
It was probably closer.
It was my brother Nate, so you know he was allowed to be a little bit mean sometimes, kind of.
Yeah. I mean, that's what siblings are for, is to be mean to each other, don't agree.
Yes, then find someone else to play for. You'll do. You're gonna play a number 2. It's like
and then you get the crappy controller.
Yeah. It's like, who's gonna be Mario and who's gonna be Luigi? Obviously, you know, the younger sibling's always Luigi.
Well, I'm the older sibling, and I was like, I'm gonna be Luigi.
Luigi
He's a different color. He's a different color.
I don't want to be red.
When I play by myself, I'm always Mario. And I like being Tails. I don't know.
Oh man, Sonic and Tails was a good one to play, like, if you're little, because the thing is, Tails couldn't die. So it was all like... So when I could have, like, my little brother playing Tails, because, you know, it just, you know, so I don't have to worry about him dying.
So you were a nice brother, see? The nice older brother.
Yeah. I'm playing Tails because he can't die. Have fun going back to the start of the level.
Yeah, I was fairly nice to my brother. I've never thought that, but when I compare it to my cousins and how, like, I have 2 male cousins, and how much the older brother just, like, beat up the younger brother. I mean, to be fair, the younger brother was scrappy. Like, he did stuff. He got his hits in, but I was just like, wow, I'm so nice to my brother.
This is like 30% off right now, which is like quite pretty good deal, you know, for because usually they just do the 15 or the 10% off, so that's pretty good. So it's $6.99 here, and there's only 6 user reviews up right now though.
Yeah, it's by the Naps team. They've also done Maria the Witch and Iron Wings, which have mixed and negative reviews. So I don't know how good this one is, but all the 6 reviews that have been made are positive. So it could be a case of bad ports with the other 2 games, because it seems they do content.
Right. I see.
So with that, we're going on to Tuesday, March 5th, and we have The Occupation. When I was like looking through this, I was like, it's got age appropriate long, and it's called The Occupation. What occupation are we talking about? Well, it's Occupation is investigative journalism. So
yeah, I was really looking forward to
occupation.
This. Yeah, I was really looking forward to this coming out, because, you know, great, like, narrative adventure game, and
alternate universe England.
Yeah, exactly. Set in the 80s, and so yeah, this has like been a terrorist attack, and the government bring in laws to curb our liberties, but to protect us. So yeah, it's very sort of current right now. And you play as an investigative journalist.
This looks like something I would play the shit out of. Honestly, that's right down my alley.
Yes, exactly, Nate. Set basically today, but set in the 80s. Yes. But yeah, there's just like the worst thing you can do when you bring out a game is have it still have a load of bugs. Its game is buggy as hell, and because of that, it's gotten a ton of negative reviews for it.
I was as shocked as everybody else.
And that's a real problem in a game like this where it's real time. So
Yeah.
if a bug blocks you from doing something, you're losing time in that run. So, because this game is all about like you only have a certain amount of time to do this, and if you do one thing, if you go to a meeting over here, you cannot talk to this person over here before they die or something. So it's all this like very, very consequence based. Like you have to make your choices about what you're going to spend your time on, which adds a degree of stress. And when you have a bug, people are going to be irritated.
Yeah, absolutely. Plus, it's got a weird save system as well.
Oh.
So apparently you can't manually save it. I don't know if they've changed it in the latest patch, but it like automatically saves sort of like, I don't know, every game hour or every hour it will save. So if the bug happens, it will go back to the previous save, and that might be, after you played it like 40 minutes, past that, and it goes back, that's a lot of game you've lost there. But
It was published by Humble Bundle. I'm wondering, like, do you guys think that would have anything to do with the time frame and the bugs, and like why it would why they've released a game with so many bugs in it?
It could be.
Possibly. It's so I work in the QA industry, and recently there was the news with Blizzard laying off 90% of the employees that Blizzard laid off were QA, and this is kind of becoming a bit of a major problem, as Nate Not Great was talking about, was that it's games are being released as buggy messes, and people and customers are kind of forced to accept it. But eventually there's going to be a backlash, and I think it's starting to happen, where people are getting a little less tolerant to bugs.
Well, especially with Anthem.
Yeah, especially.
They're like, oh, I heard you liked having a PS4.
Because it really is a common attitude among developers and programmers that QA is like the appendix of the human body. It's when it works, it can provide a good function, but they don't see it as necessary. And QA is really necessary. Also, I want to keep Bob.
I just think like the larger companies aren't seeing like it's not really fiscally valuable to have the QA people there when people are just going to pay that money to buy the game regardless. But I don't know. I'm seeing Humble Bundle there as the publisher, and I'm like, maybe that feels to me like they might have been rushed along the process to get this out, get this into a bundle or something. But...
Exactly, Nate. Not great. It's like, QA can. And that's the thing, when QA is working fine and you're releasing games that don't have bugs, I found personally a lot of developers sort of forget that, like, the release is successful because QA made sure that it was successful. I mean, QA certainly couldn't make the game by themselves, but it's really important.
Oh yeah, you need to have all those checks in place, because it's it's like We Happy Few. A lot of people were very excited for that game, and then when it came out, there were just a bunch of ridiculous bugs in it, and then people were just like, no. Watching other people play it now, and they're just like, no, I'm not picking that up for myself, because it's an absolute mess. So, also on another point, the whole thing, if they do fix this game to make it smooth, make sure it doesn't have any bugs. The whole thing about, if you go to a meeting, you can miss something else, or you really got to decide what you see, what you go and see, what you go and do in a game, so you can work out, what's going on and everything. It reminds me a bit of like old school point and click adventures like Colonel's Bequest, those kind of
we need to find and access this
games where you have to make sure that you're in the right place at the right time, so you can work out properly what's going on. So I love that. I'd love to watch someone play this. If not play it myself.
Well, I really do hope that they address the bugs. Thankfully, they did have a patch on March 8th, which fixed some issues, but I will assume that they might patches until I see the reviews
It's
start to
important to know
come.
that there are many ways that you can gain access to this office.
Oh yeah, Fallout 76 was terrible, but it was like
Yeah.
flawed from the design
While she was typing in her password.
as well. So just base design was flawed.
This is like 20 quid
Could have snuck
Yeah.
as well.
It is kind of expensive, yeah. And that's another thing too. Is I'm thinking that it's because Humble Bundle published it, and I feel like it's going to come out, and it's going to be like one of those front page Humble Bundle games that's just used to sell other games that aren't making so much money. I don't know. Bugs aside, on paper, this looks like a game I would play and I would have a lot of fun with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. For
Yeah.
sure.
But this doesn't look like
Yeah.
the right one.
It seems good, and the positive reviews that somehow they maybe didn't encounter as many bugs. They did seem to enjoy it. So
Yeah.
yeah.
That's. I think that's why we were all so disappointed, because this it just sounds like a really great game with a fantastic story.
There it is.
It's just shame
Those of you with good
shame
memories,
about the bugs.
Don't expect to find the disc here in the
Yeah.
file.
Looks like
Let's
Pamana's
check
tried
the
it.
contents of the disc before we leave.
I had to stop playing it. Which one? Oh, Fallout 76.
Oh,
I-
76.
This is definitely the right disc. We need
All
to
right.
pick it
So
out.
with the next title, yeah, this one's $30 US. I would definitely wait for a sale if I was gonna pick.
Wait a few more patches, and then and we'll wait for the sale.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it is again the publisher's Humble Bundle. I might just end up getting it for free at some point anyway.
So I
Long
heard
as
you
I,
like Japanese horror. Tamashii is a pixel art. Also, yeah. So also there is an epilepsy warning on this game. So, just beware for people buying it. I'm not photosensitive, but I am epileptic, so I definitely understand that sort of concern. But yeah, this is a sort of a body horror Japanese horror type game. Yeah, Tamashii, and it's pixel art, which is interesting.
Kind of looks like what's that game? Come back to me. I'll remember it.
Okay.
I'm gonna go look through my library.
I have to say, from looking at the trailer, it looks like they did a teaser trailer, and then they said, "Oh, when we were about to bring it out, we'll do another trailer," but then they forgot to do that. So I'm not quite sure.
I think so.
What you have to do.
They do definitely need another trailer.
Yeah.
I think
It reminds
it seems
me
to have
of,
platforming, but
Yeah, it reminds me of Binding of Isaac. That's what it reminds me of. It's kind of got that vibe. But again, like looking at through this, I'm not sure what the gameplay is supposed to be.
Yeah.
Yep, it's just really really weird. I as soon as I saw it, I was like, oh, this is really striking, and it's just kind of nightmarish. I do have a review down here that says it's about 3 hours long, so for $4, 3 hours, it's not bad. But yeah, it is a.
Yeah, someone says, one of the best games I've played this year so far. Unique atmosphere, visuals, music, sound, and very clever puzzles combined with jump and run passages and creative boss fights makes this an outstanding indie experience. Highly recommend. So yeah, there's one person absolutely loves it. Well, actually, I think all of the English language reviews on here are all positive.
Yep. Ugh. Yeah, this is a game that I'm not going to be picking up because I cannot play horror, but it definitely stood out for me. Just the pixel art style. I could tell that wow, a lot of work went in. Holy crap.
Yeah.
But yeah, it does have an autosave feature.
And full controller support.
Yeah, full controller support. Good.
It says it's a straightforward puzzle platform game.
Puzzle
So-
platform. Okay.
They specifically made a point to call it straightforward.
Yep.
which I'm happy for because it doesn't look very straightforward.
No,
Really.
It's like 15% off right now. It's £3.39. So yeah, it's fairly cheap. Fairly cheap.
Yeah, $4.83 Canadian.
Right. And yeah, it's that is Tamashii. We have the third and final game for Tuesday is Seventh Sector. This one seems to go in the thread of show not tell.
Made with Unity. Most good Unity games are like that.
Yeah, it's very show not tell, and you're, from what I can tell about it, from reading, you're basically a program. You're like a virus that travels from robot to computer system, and you can interact with the cyberpunk world around you.
Mm-hmm.
I really like the backgrounds in this, because I really like cyberpunk. But like it seems like you're infecting like little mobile units to go through each section, so you're picking up different units like a flying one or a little ball or something like that, or just infecting a computer terminal, and you have to sneak your way through each section. So I'm not really like into sort of those kind of stealth games. So I don't, obviously that's not really for me, but I just love the setting.
Oh yeah, the setting is quite interesting. It's got, and I like how it's a side-scrolling game, but in a 3D environment. So you have all this sort of depth of field, and like if you feel like you're in the world, even though you're just running along a plane.
Yeah, I do like that about a lot of Unity games. It's just the way the engine works is like everything kind of looks like this. Whether you want to make it behind your character or side screen or whatever, like everything just looks soft, and the art style is always really nice. And I've played a lot of good Unity games.
That said, I don't know too much about the actual gameplay of this, but the developer, he also made Noskov, Sergei Noskov, yeah. He also made 35 millimeters, which is also very positively. So.
Oh yeah, a lot of people pick that up.
So if I'm gonna bet that, of course, with 56 reviews, that Seventh Sector is a worthwhile adventure of some sort to check out.
Yeah, 89% of 55 reviews are positive. So yeah, not bad.
Put it on my wish list.
Yeah, it's going for $11 right now.
Yeah, 15% off at so it's £8.74 at the moment.
$12.31 Canadian.
So you like the aesthetic of cyberpunk, but not usually don't like cyberpunk games. So there's some like really good cyberpunk like point and click games coming out soon. I saw at last year's and the year before Adventure X convention. But yeah, I know that I'm trying to think of the game now, but like cyber. I have another cyberpunk game, but it's like an adventure
is that
game.
That really large scale one?
Yeah, I'm trying to think now. But yeah, I played it, and because of like its turn-based sort of gameplay, it's some people can love it, some people can hate it.
XCOM? No,
Shadowrun. That's it. Nate knows which one I mean. Yeah, exactly. It's a lot of them are like that.
Did you say there's a new Shadowrun?
No, I said like the gameplay of it.
Okay.
Yeah, but there are cyberpunk point and click games coming out.
Right.
So.
Okay. I played a Shadowrun game back for the I'm gonna say Xbox 360. It was actually like a first-person shooter, and it was probably the closest thing to Overwatch that I had at the time. Like all the different characters were, it was all based in the Shadowrun world, but the entire game was just online, team-based first-person shooter objectives and whatever, like games. But all the different characters had different classes. They all did something different, so it's probably the closest thing I had to Overwatch.
Yeah.
Back then.
There's also Nosgoth, which was kind of Overwatch before Overwatch too.
That one.
Did you
Closest thing I had to Overwatch.
Did either of you ever play Shadowrun? Or Shadowrun Returns, I should say.
So I didn't play Shadowrun Returns. That was like a Steam game that I think I do actually own.
Oh, you should
but I did play Shadowrun the tabletop, like D&D.
Yeah.
I did play a campaign that was based in Shadowrun.
Yeah. Oh, I really love Shadowrun Returns. I like played it like all in like one go. I didn't just like I didn't put it down. It was great.
Oh, so our next title is Thursday, March 7th, and it is I Hate This Game. I saw this title and I was like, you're baiting me with this title, but it's actually pretty interesting. Yeah, it's a sort of abstract puzzler, and each sort of puzzle has its own gimmick, and it's made to run on a toaster, I guess. But yeah, it's not a game I would pick up, but it at the very least looks interesting and strange. And
it looks like the browser. Looks like the browser Flash games that used to be able to play on like I can't remember the name of the flashplayer.com and stuff like that back when Flash games were a big deal. That's what it reminds me of.
More than 100 levels, and it seems that each one is a little different. Each level has a sort of a different mechanic that you got to deal with. Probably about 6 hours long.
That's quite a big game.
Yeah, it's like part of me is like
$3.
It's like, okay, yeah, it seems interesting, but at the same time, it kind of look-wise, it kind of looks like it should be on like itch.io or something, you know, instead of Steam. But you know, Steam is just got everything.
Steam gets everything now. Steam is the new Congregate, I think we've learned. So, let's see. And the next one, Roadypie dug up. This is a TikTok, A Tale for Two.
Oh yeah, sorry. The last game was like £1.88.
Oh, £1.88. Yeah, it was $2.69 US. So pretty cheap. Yeah, TikTok, A Tale for Two. It's going for $6. It is sort of in the vein of Keep Talking and Nobody Explodes, from what I understand, but less. Seems more puzzle based rather than like, oh, we're gonna die.
Yeah, it's like you and your friends are trapped in a mystical world. Time ebbs away, you must solve increasingly complex puzzles to escape. Cooperation is key, as neither of you have the full picture. Play on 2 devices, local or remotely. All you need is a voice connection. So I just like this kind of concept of, you know, like playing with someone else and, you know, you're trying to, you know, to help each other, like almost, I guess, like an escape room. It's kind of like that, and you're helping one another to solve it, but you know, you can't see what's on the other person's screen. I don't know if it's got a timer on how long you have to each room or something, because if you get like you don't have that much time, I can see like be getting quite frustrated and nervous and about it. So yeah, I can see arguments happening.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the coolest part I see of this is they can be played cross-platform. So like they say, play on Nintendo Switch, PC, iOS, Android, Mac. Play on 2 PCs, or you could play one person on a Switch, one on an iPad, and like that would be really cool.
Yeah.
I don't know if you'd have to purchase it on both. Oh, a Tale for Two support. You get 2 copies for $6.69 Canadian. Yeah, so like it'd have to be like one person would have to buy the 2-pack, or like you'd each have to buy it on. I'm not sure how you'd get it on your Switch or on your iPad or what have you, or how expensive it would be to do that.
Yeah, that's the thing. I could only see a Tale for Two supporter pack. I could only see the supporter pack.
Yeah, I don't even see an option.
Yeah, I think it's I think you have to buy two copies.
Topgunbunny, you cut out.
Oh, I didn't say anything.
Oh, no, you're at the end of your sentence. You cut out.
Oh, sorry. I said that I don't even see a way to buy it, just one copy.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's...
I think it can't even be played by itself, though, so...
Exactly. So the thing is, if you buy it on here, it's like, well, I can't really send it to the person who's got a Switch player or something.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Right? So yeah, that is a problem. Yeah, that would definitely be a problem.
Yeah, it's
weird. It's $2.99 in the Apple Store. So we're paying the Steam premium price.
Yeah, that's like the first game we looked at. It was like cheaper to buy on your tablet.
Yeah, that's kind of annoying.
Yeah,
I don't have anyone on my friends list who would want it.
Can you please take this code and play this with me? No, thank you. No.
You don't have friends. What are you talking about?
No, thank you.
Oh, when it comes to... I have friends who like to game, but they play entirely different games than me, so it's really difficult to actually, like...
I wouldn't be able to hand this to anyone. Maybe my wife. Maybe I could get my wife to play this with me.
Yeah, that's cheating. Like...
It is cheating.
You love me, so...
It is cheating. Hey, we've been bored for a long time, and I found something we could do.
Yeah, this is like, I've got no one to play with me, Mr. Bear. Come on, let's play this. He'd be like, do I have to?
That's
really
what spouses or kids are for. Like once you have a kid, like...
Yeah. It's all in the phrasing. It's all how you word this.
Yep.
Yeah. Nate says he can't find the price for the Switch version. So maybe it's not out on Switch yet.
It says in their Steam page here. That's what I was reading. It specifically says Nintendo Switch, PC, iOS, Android. So no consoles other than the Switch.
Well, maybe it will come out later or something, or maybe they're waiting for approval.
Yeah,
maybe it might be going through.
It takes a while.
Yeah, I'm not like super familiar with how the Switch works. There, so.
Yeah. Yeah, it's if I had someone to play this with, then yeah, I'd probably get it because it's fairly cheap, like $4.99.
And that's for 2 copies.
For 2 copies, 2 copies, guys. Online and local.
You can't even go mini pot golfing for that price.
Yeah, indeed. All right. So with that, let's move on to Friday, March 8th with The Path to Die.
Path to Die. Oops, Path of Exile.
Yeah, pretty much. But no, this is a Japanese themed top-down, I guess RPG action game. Yeah, probably more action. It's not so much RPG, but so you're just a samurai and you gotta play enemies.
You gotta do samurai things.
Yeah, samurai things. It's what strike me. So this looks kind of similar to Congregate games again. But this one has such high quality art, and you don't really see a lot of these games where it's like directly top down, like, you know, head and shoulders is all you can see of the character.
Oh yeah, Hotline Shinjuku. Yeah.
Yeah, Hotline Shinjuku. Yes. It really impressed me with its striking art. It didn't have any reviews when I first looked at it. This is by Cat Logic Games. But yeah, it looks fun, and I've played these sorts of games on Congregate before, and for $17, it's a little bit of an ask, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty expensive. I see though, like if you were playing this with a controller, your right stick is how you would attack.
Yeah.
So like there would be cool.
Strike it. Yeah.
The combat system seems pretty. But
you could attack again.
$20. Oh, I said the combat system seems pretty cool, but for $20.
Yeah, $20.
Yeah, it's £13.49, and there's no like small discount. You know, like a 10% off or 15% off, nothing like that really. So yeah, that's a bit annoying. But it's an interesting concept. I like, you know, like the combat system. It seems interesting, although I don't know while you're actually playing it if it would be a bit annoying, maybe because you're so used to playing it differently, you know. Playing similar games like that but differently. I don't know how smooth the combat is.
I have played a twin stick game on the Xbox that had similar controls, but I can't for the life of me what it was. So, yep. Commandos behind enemy line. Oh, really? Yeah. That's the path to die.
Nate did check the last game for us, and he says it's not on Switch at all, not even in the coming soon section.
Oh, wow.
So maybe it's still going through the process of approval.
Yeah,
the approval
probably.
Process, yeah.
Certification can take a long time.
Yeah.
And it's really expensive. Yeah. So the next title is Skyfront VR. So this is the only VR game, I believe. Yeah, this is the only VR game we have this week. I don't usually feature VR games, but this was sort of exceptional in that it both looked good and actually had decent frame rates. So, and additionally, there's like character customization. It's not just like a gimmick. It actually seems to be a complete game, which is the exception and not the rule when it comes to VR titles. So,
yeah, I think it's difficult to sometimes recommend VR games because not everyone has it. It's one of those things like, oh yeah, this is a great idea, but especially if you got the Vive, you have to have the space for it, and most people don't have that sort of space to fit that in. So yeah, or even, and you have to get the upgrades for your PC as well, and it's like that's just extra money as well as buying the actual headset. So and some of the games, it's like you look at it and it's like, yeah, that's not what I bought VR for. Oh, yeah. So
it does seem cool though.
Just thinking about playing this game makes you queasy. Yeah, so here's the thing though. So I did have a job where I was getting paid 8 hours a day to test in VR. And yeah, it does make it for the first week or so. I had to take it off like every few minutes and go like try to keep my lunch down. And I'm very prone to simulation sickness though. I had that playing my first 3D game on a screen. I had that, like Guild Wars 1, where you can't even jump. Just the fact that my character was moving but I was sitting still would cause me nausea. So it's you can imagine how bad it is in VR for me. But it does actually, your brain does eventually develop a resistance to it, and soon enough you will not have any nausea. But if it's only if it's worth it to you to go through all that, suffering for days or weeks of trying to adapt. So, yeah.
I mean, it's part one of astronaut training here, so.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not on board with VR. You know, growing up in the 90s, there was just such high hopes, but I've not seen anything yet that would make me go, I really need to get VR.
Yeah, this looks like multiplayer Duck Hunt. Really.
I do not expect VR to catch on for another 3 days. I think it's going to be at least 30 more years. Because what I see VR in is the equivalent of what Pong was to computer games. Right now. It's still, well, maybe not Pong. Maybe more like, I don't know, like the first chess game or something like that. Like we've gotten past some of the basics, but we're still in the early stages. It's not going to become a mainstream thing until probably 3 days now. In which case, we'll be old fogies and just like, I play on my screen. Yeah.
I remember playing Duck Hunt. I remember first VR game.
Back in my day when we played VR, we were sick. It's got easy these days.
We walked home barefoot from school.
Yeah, both ways. I don't know. I could see like if it was cheaper to buy a VR system and there was a more selection, then I think it would push it more. It would get more popular sooner than that. But the hardest part of it is like you have to pay all that money for your VR setup, and then you only have a very small selection of good games. And this might be one of them.
I didn't have Pterodactyl VR, but I did have the Tank VR games in arcade. I had one of those where it's just like lines. The 3D objects are all just lines.
Or you see people playing the old 90s VR machines and they're just like going like that all the time. And it's like, yeah, that looks fun. But yeah, this game 30% off right now, and it's £5, 3 pence. So it's not. It's a pretty cheap game. Game. If you have the headset already.
Yeah,
but it is a game that requires you to play with other people too. So keeping in mind servers and frame rate issues and having an actual player base.
Needs a player base. It makes people sick. That seems to be the two main negative things.
Mostly positive.
Yep. Oh yeah, but Skyfront VR. If you have a VR set, recommend it. It actually seems to have the trappings of a game, which is cool. But yeah, so our next title, also in the shooting genre, but not VR, is Shotgun Farmers.
Best battle royale.
Yeah. It looked like so funny when I first saw it. I was like, oh, you've got water gun. It's like, no, it's like a vegetable gun. And it squirts water, and you can have a pineapple as a grenade, and when you shoot in the ground, something grows.
Yeah.
And that's your ammo.
So the funniest thing I found was about like 8 seconds into the video, the sniper up in the barn shoots the guy, but then doesn't shoot the player, and then intentionally misses him to give him a gun so he can shoot him back. I was like, this obviously isn't real gameplay, right? Like, he staged this.
Yep.
But that was the funniest thing. I watched that, and that was the first thing I seen, and I was like, oh, they're on the same team. Oh, this is cooperative. And then he shoots him, and I'm like, oh, okay, this is just poorly planned.
Poorly directed. Fire their director right now.
Yeah, shoots the guy, shoots the ground to give them a gun. Cool.
And you can ride on a piggy.
You can.
Like that. Yeah. You bribe the piggy with a carrot. It's like, yeah.
Also, I like how if you grow a pepper, it's a flamethrower. That's kind of cool.
That's great.
Yeah, it's just neat. It's gimmicky, but it's cute. man, and it's got over 500 reviews.
Oh, nice.
Well, no, exactly 500. But yeah, crap. It did not have that many reviews when I saw it, so I guess the internet discovered it.
And 88% positive. So that's really
Oh, there's
good.
also an
more for
early
using the
access.
Spike's character.
It was. Yeah, it was
Yeah,
an
it was
early
an early
access.
access.
Yeah.
So most of those reviews. Yeah, it's 27 hours in record. This is of course a multiplayer game, so it really depends on how much you play it. But it's a cool, kind of cute design. This is sort of like, I don't know, baby's first shooter kind of thing, where it's like not particularly violent.
Oh, except for the guy wearing. Geez, what picture is that?
Hmm?
Like 5 or 6 pictures in, you have a guy wearing a chicken hat and a giant bloody bat with a bunch of nails sticking out of it.
Oh yeah,
Oh
there's
yeah.
that. Yeah, that one. That's kind of violent.
Yeah. It's 20% off now, and it's only like $5.59. That's pretty reasonable, I
Mhm.
think, considering how much gameplay you could get out of this.
Yeah, and the jump shot with the carrot bazooka, that seems pretty cool too.
Mm.
I am sort of concerned about this chicken though, because they don't show what you do with the chicken. He just picked him up and was holding the chicken. You're like,
Maybe
what are you gonna do with the chicken?
maybe it fires eggs at your opponent.
Maybe.
This is
Oh,
multiplayer.
maybe it's like an objective, like get the chicken, bring it back to your base, like capture the flag or something.
Maybe that.
Well, it says in the corner there's like 100 eggs, so maybe the
Oh, that does look like ammo.
yeah. So I think it's yeah. But yeah, it's multiplayer, online multiplayer, cross-platform multiplayer. So yeah, that's pretty good.
And cosmetics. And that's something that a shooter needs is, cosmetics. Something to make yourself look good.
I mean, that's end game stuff, yeah.
It's all about the fashion, man.
Oh yeah,
Getting
definitely.
a nice hat. I mean, that's
The
what
Team Fortress 2 here.
Yeah,
Mm.
that's what Team Fortress 2 taught the
So squeeze the eggs out of the chicken. You just gotta give the chicken a good stare. So you fire in that egg. Fire the egg now, chicken. Like, but yeah,
So cute.
lots of fun. I could recommend this to a few people. I think they'd be interested. But obviously, it's not my kind of game. But yeah.
I would of course check on Steam. What's that site that shows how many people are playing what?
The
Steam
Twitch
charts. Steam charts, yeah.
Oh.
I would check Steam charts for to see how many active players it has, because as long as it's got enough active players to fill up a lobby, it's probably worth getting.
Yeah.
All right, so our next title is Ruination.
Yeah, that's the one thing, Nate, is like Apex Legends is free, right?
That is
So
the
if,
thing, though, so.
like you're looking at, for a game of this type, most of its competition are free to play games. Especially if there's a choice of cosmetics and stuff as well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's better. Yeah, I suppose it's better if you have it for free, and then if you wanted to have some cosmetic upgrades or something, charge 20p or 50p.
Yeah, Realm Royale is free. Is this actually a? I don't think it's a battle royale. They might have a mode for that, though.
No, it's not really a battle royale.
But yeah, so our next title is Ruination, which is it has mushroom people a la Maple Story, so that's cool. But
I didn't think of Maple Story actually at it, which is surprising because I play a lot of Maple Story, but I thought of God, I can't remember the name of any game today. The game with the little beetle person, Hollow Knight. Okay, Hollow Knight.
Oh yeah.
It looked like Hollow Knight. That's
Yeah.
the first thing that came to my mind when I looked at it.
This seems to be a rapid platformer shooter.
It's like I don't know if it's just the trailer or whatever, but it's missing music. So it sounds just weird because you got the sound effects, but there's no music.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if it's just
Yeah.
the trailer or if the actual game is going to be like that, but it's just it is a bit odd for me.
It doesn't mention soundtrack or music, so I guess it actually has music.
There's another someone who says Ruination is legitimately one of the best games I've played this year.
Wow.
another. I wonder if it's the same person.
And I did not get paid to write this review.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not get paid.
Oh yeah, so someone did say, I would say there is a lack of music. So yeah, so that's was posted on the 8th of March. So yeah, it is the game.
Yep.
So that's so odd. Why would they do that?
Oh, yeah, no music. I mean, even just a simple chip tune in the background would help. But yeah, not having music.
Yeah, how unusual indeed, Nate. Yeah, because you can buy. I'm sure you can buy like music packs or something like that. It's just like generic generic gaming music. I'm sure there are packs you can buy. May not have been able to afford a music artist to write the music. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there's generic ones. I mean, because there's things like voice attack and something to put like voice sound effects into games and everything. But yeah, so this is.
Yeah, it would be tough to use like royalty-free music in a game.
Yeah.
Because it would sound like royalty-free music.
Yeah.
There are some good like chiptune artists. You just have to find the right forums to like commission them, and you gotta find the right places on the internet to find them.
Yeah, and they are selling their game for $1.
Yes, 71p. There's 10% off right now, so I wonder how long a game is. There's 12 levels and 3 bosses, so
it's probably at least an hour.
Yeah.
We're close. Assuming you're good at the game.
Yeah, good point, Nate. I don't know.
It depends on the agreement of what type of royalty-free music it is. Because there are some that they're okay with you using it for profit, and then there's others where it's like it's for non-profit use. It depends on the specific type of what that music is.
You can actually, but you can still get. You could if you like YouTube it though, like do a let's play or something like that. You can still get acclaim on it because playing Victor, the point and click game, there's royalty free music on there, and watching back on my video on Twitch, sections of it got silenced.
Yeah.
So because the music, and it was like, yeah, but this is royalty free music. Why? Yeah.
Yeah, that happened to me when I played like Emily as a Way too, because it had like those fake websites that played music from like the 2000s and stuff. They were by no means royalty free, but the game was using them. So
yeah, I have I use a playlist from. I try to get specifically music that's gone into the public domain, which so it's like 1920s. I think 1930s has started to enter the public domain.
Yeah, that's what Victor was using, but you can still get it claimed because of the algorithms that they use.
So I still have to occasionally like remove things from my playlist because it's like, nope, this one's getting claimed, but then. Yeah, I just kind of figure out which ones are not getting claimed by anyone. It's like, nice.
Absolute nightmare. Yeah.
That it is. Anyhow, enough shop talk.
Sorry.
Slapshot, our final game in the release list. So there's 2 listings here. There's Slapshot and there's a Slapshot full version. So Slapshot, the base version, it's just the game, and you've limited customization ability. Slapshot, and it's free. Slapshot, the full version, you get like additional like customization options. I etc. So it's just the like full complete version.
Just looking through the pictures. It's just lips. Look at all the lips that you can add.
Oh yeah, it's super cute. It's an online hockey game, which there's not too many of these, honestly. Yeah.
Every single NHL game that.
Yeah, that's been like taken over, definitely.
Yeah, but this actually looks like it's fun.
Yeah.
It is just so cute.
Welcome to Slapshot.
But
I'm training
yeah,
for
it's like free to play, but you to play the full to have the full version, it's £7.19, and I was just like,
Yeah.
really?
My question is, can you play the full version with your friends who all have the free version?
Mm.
It seems to be DLC, so the full version is DLC. So yeah, you should be able to play with your. I think it just allows you to have.
Okay, yeah. So you have to buy the base game Slapshot, and then download the quote full version as DLC.
Yeah.
Right.
So yeah, the game is free. The DLC just gives you customization. So which I mean is sort of fair. It means like if you get 10 hours of enjoyment, you're like, well, I might as well buy the cosmetics now.
Yeah.
You want. That's kind of neat. But having it free to play definitely helps get people into the game.
Someone posted today saying they played 5 hours of it, and they said not a bad game and barring lag problems when there is high traffic, this game is pretty enjoyable. My only problem is that public matches are filled with terrible players. But this issue will fix itself as the game ages. I would recommend playing this game as it is similar to games like IO Soccer and Hockey, but has its own unique style. Buy it for free.
I'm playing an online game. Other players suck. This is awful.
Yeah. How dare there be bad players?
There's no. Well, I mean, usually they would use some sort of like ranking system, but they can't possibly have the player base large enough to do that.
Yeah,
I don't think so. But
and
it's so funny.
It seems they have like some server problems as well. Like it's not big enough to accommodate enough players right now when it's high traffic. So there's a 158 reviews so far, and 75% of them positive. So that's that's not bad.
Yeah.
Bad.
I wonder, maybe I'll check out this game. I was debating whether to check out this game or Ruination for this week. And this game's free, so I might just do that. If only my stick was a few inches longer. What? That's the review. Interesting. Okay. But it's so cute. My word. Anyhow, and that is the 10. That is the 11 releases of this week. So I guess just quick retrospective. What was your favorite? Roadypie. What was your favorite on the list?
I mean, the occupation has some tick boxes, but not everything. You know what I mean? There's still some problems. I want to check out Vignettes, but again, I might get that for my mobile actually.
Yeah.
And TikTok was another one that
Oh yeah, TikTok.
Yeah.
I keep thinking of the social media.
Yeah, I'd like to maybe get the Abbey, maybe at some point. But yeah, lots of games that interested me this week, for sure. But also this week there was a lot of like games that were like looking through the list, not the ones that you picked out, but just looking through Steam in general. There was some really, really horrific ones.
Oh my gosh.
But like, I'm not talking about just like this shovelware games, but like delusional developers. There was, what was it?
Yeah, you mentioned it in Discord.
Yeah. Oh, as Zaphoid. Zaphoid looks
Sorry.
absolutely horrific, and they were charging something like nine quid or something for it. But yeah, terror.
Oh, yeah.
I'm trying to remember how to spell it.
ZYPH.
ZYPH.
OID.
Bingo. Yeah, Ziphoid. Yeah, look. Yeah, this looks like it came out in, 2000.
I mean, I don't know. It looks silly enough to be cool.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, like it looks like the N64 3D models
Yeah.
for like
look at
Star
that.
Fox.
It's
Super
so
high frame rate.
like
It looks like
Yeah.
N6. Yeah, it looks like Star Fox 6 to me.
like
And they're
you were saying.
Oof.
I mean, you would definitely fork out 8 quid for that, wouldn't you?
Why is it so expensive?
Yes. But yeah, I've seen like a few.
It keeps going.
Yeah, it keeps going. Like a few developers like this who say, "Look, this is a game that I just made. Yes, you definitely want to pay this price for it." And I was like,
Jumping
"No."
is a feature, guys.
Yeah, you can jump.
It does. Like I don't know anything about the developers, so like part of me says they're trying to joke.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Part
the
of me
music is
says
awful
says
as
that they're
well.
like just hobbyists maybe, and
Uh-huh.
they were like, hey, we could get this on the Steam store and just put a price on it.
It makes me wonder if this is made by like a game developer like Digital Homicide or something like that.
I'm
NJ.
curious. NJ Fox. They also made Sword of the Black Stone. Oh, wow.
Yeah, I saw that and that looks terrible as well.
The text is like the grammar's not even like.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Yes.
What's wrong
Wow.
with their hairs or the hair or the helmet's doing weird things? It's like sometimes there, sometimes not there.
Wow.
So weird.
That's an experience.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, there's this. This is on Steam. Yeah. So yeah, that's what. So imagine this, and then multiply it by about 300 or 400, and that's a typical week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Of
I
releases.
think there were 14 pages of Steam releases that
Okay,
we
not
looked
300.
through.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, what about you, Topgunbunny? What was your pick?
I think based on the games that I play and things that I would be interested in, Seventh Sector and The Occupation are probably the top two. Not saying that bugs wouldn't drive me away from it,
Yeah.
whatever, for Occupation, but even Seventh Sector, it looks really fun to me. It looks really cool.
And it reminds me of Valve games, like just the look.
Yeah,
Mm,
yeah, that's like almost like Portal and I don't know, Kona, like games that I've played that kind of have the same visual art style. The Unity engine, I don't know. Those, like I didn't really like many of the things that were posted this week, but those two I would be willing to try.
Yeah.
And Skyfront VR seems like it would be a hell of a lot of fun if I had a VR set and wasn't going to throw up after.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't
That'd be
know if
cool.
I'm gonna put anything on my wish list from this week, but I still will probably check out at least one of them, so I can talk about it next week. But yeah, this week I don't think anything that really screamed to me came out this last week. But you know what? Next week's is a new week, and I'm looking forward to it. So yeah, 2019 has a lot of cool releases coming down the road. Oh, there was that big one. What was there was a big release. Oh, Devil May Cry. Okay,
Yes.
Devil May Cry is the game I'm excited about this week. Yes, that's going on my wish list. I need to play through the whole Devil May Cry because I love it.
I have Devil May Cry 4, but I have it on console.
Yeah. I've only played DMC Devil May Cry, which everyone tells me is the worst one. But
Right.
I loved it. It was so fun. So if that's the worst one, I'm gonna have a blast on the other ones. So, yeah. So with that, Roadypie, let the world know where they can find you.
Well, they can find me on Twitch, although I haven't been on for a couple of weeks now because of either having stuff on or I've just been so tired. But yeah, you find me mainly on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 9:30 p.m. UK time. So I'm trying to play through Victor, point and click game. And if you're interested in watching me get stuck and get frustrated, you can watch me play it.
All right, and Topgunbunny, how about you?
You could find me on twitch.tv/Topgunbunny. I generally stream mostly on Sundays. Weekends are usually when I'm free. And usually during the, say, like 12 o'clock Eastern time to sometime in the evening, or usually when I end up doing this. I was streaming this morning for a little while, just trying to play some of the Destiny 2 material. Wasn't really clicking with me, so I stopped. I was like, I don't enjoy it, and I don't want to let anybody else watch me play this because it's crap.
Yeah, indeed.
So
Oh, you cut out.
I said, so yeah, Mr. Dewey.
Yep. Okay. Yeah. So, yeah, that's I'm getting back into the streaming game. It's not every day during the week, but I usually get home around 7, and then sometime around 7:30 or 8, I may stream if I'm going to stream that day. But because adult life has been having a lot of kind of wild surprises since I've moved to San Diego, I can't really put out a schedule for the week, but more days than not, I am streaming now. Of course, I stream on Saturday pretty reliably around noon to 2 when I start, and then that can go up to 8 hours, I've discovered. And yeah, and of course, every week at noon. We might change the time a little bit for the next few weeks because of daylight savings time weirdness. But yeah, other than that, yeah, that's all. See you guys next week. We're at episode 20, guys. 21's next week.
Yay.
Excited.
Yep. So,
I've been invited to more of these things now that I deserve to be.
No, we really love having you though.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I'm here again. Look at me.
Yeah, one of our favorite guests for sure. For sure.
Yeah, really appreciate it.
Yeah. And yeah, let me see who's online. I want to send you guys off on a raid.
I mean, Jimbo's on. We've also got Stealth CT. He's on as well.
Hosh Kuzuhime is playing Beat Saber again.
Oh yeah, and Sir Gamervention is playing Mass Effect 3. Do you guys know? Do you guys know good intro music?
No.
You guys could check him out. He's really fun. So who was on, Rody? Jimbo?
So Jimbo, who's playing Stardew Valley.
Mm-hmm.
Stealth CT is playing Hollow Knight, and
Good games.
yeah, and P4 Burgundy is playing Devil May Cry 5.
Ooh.
And Topgunbunny is playing Elite Dangerous.
So many people. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and let's go ahead and raid Jimbo and let's surprise him. Yeah, he's playing some Stardew Valley, and yeah, thank you everyone for stopping by. Jimbo will take good care of you.
Yes, thanks everybody.
Sunday.
Thank you very much.
Supporting us.
Yeah, a lot of chatter this week is really fun.
Yeah, thanks everyone for stopping by. I really appreciate it a lot. So, well, we all really appreciate it. That was only an hour and a half.
Yay!
I
You did
felt
well.
we were going like slower than normal, but that actually still went pretty fast. Okay, Ray Jimbo.
It was a miserable experience playing Destiny 2. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Destiny can be unforgiving.
It really can be. I own it, but I have not finished it. I couldn't even finish this.
Yeah. Storyline is like the hardest part of playing that game right now because sometimes it's just very boring.
It kept crashing on Titan.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it kept crashing from Titan. Something with the waves.
Oh.
But I have a new computer, so I should try it
Shouldn't-
again.
Yeah, it shouldn't do that anymore.
Right. Read. Up in the chat.
Stargym Valbo. All right. One more.
More shall